All right, so we're diving deep today into Amara Raja Energy and Mobility Ltd's Q2 FY25 performance. You know, you've given us a press release, their official announcement to the stock exchanges. You had some of your own questions about all this, so let's get to it.
Excellent set of sources. Yeah, that official announcement's like, their formal report card
Yeah.
almost, full of like, legalese, but packed with insights.
Does feel a bit like a textbook, honestly.
Yeah.
But see, they've declared an interim dividend, a whopping 530%, which equates to 5.30 per share, going out to shareholders pretty soon.
Definitely a positive sign. But what's really fascinating is this. The board's like doubling down on their investment in Amara Raja Advanced Cell Technologies, or ARACT for short. They're pumping in a massive Euro 2,000 crores to build what they're calling gigafactories. Think Tesla-scale battery production. But right here in India?
Wow, gigafactories. That's not just thinking big, that's thinking huge GE. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The press release highlights an 11.6 jump in revenue compared to last year in this economic climate. That's pretty impressive.
It is, especially considering, all the global headwinds everyone's facing. This kind of suggests that Amara Raja is not just weathering the storm, they're finding ways to thrive.
Their profit before tax is also up, 323.97 crores, almost a 5% increase from last year, and the EPS is a healthy 13.155 for Q2 FY25.
Solid numbers all around.
Yeah.
But the press release, it digs a little deeper. It points to two key growth drivers: strong automotive aftermarket performance and a surge in exports.
Ooh, here's where things get really interesting. Mr. Harshavardhana Girini, Executive Director for Automotive and Industrial, he talks about expanding into new territories. They're not just playing in India anymore.
That makes perfect sense given, the global demand for batteries. I mean, everything's going electric. Vehicles, homes, even entire power grids. Amara Raja is like positioning themselves to ride that wave.
Yeah.
Potentially becoming a major global player.
He specifically mentions their new range of indigenously designed AGM batteries.
AGM batteries are like the workhorses of modern cars. Think start-stop systems, advanced safety features, all that needs like a reliable power punch. This indigenous design aspect is key. It signals, a push for self-reliance, which is smart in a world that's increasingly worried about supply chain disruption.
Right, they're not just assembling parts, they're innovating.
Yeah.
And hold on, there's more. Mr. Vikramaditya Girini, the new Energy Business Executive Director, he talks about strengthening customer alliances and expanding manufacturing, a new cell plant, and a bigger battery pack facility.
These gigafactories are like stepping stones to becoming a major supplier, not just in India, but globally. It's a bold bet on the future of battery technology. This raises a crucial question, though. How will Amara Raja keep pace with, the ever-evolving needs of customers in this rapidly changing energy and mobility landscape?
Excellent point. And of course, Mr. Jayadev Gela, the Chairman and Managing Director, chimes in with some serious optimism, highlighting their growth. In the lithium-ion battery and charger segment, they're definitely going all in on the future of electric.
That's a big deal. Lithium-ion is like the gold standard for EVs right now. This puts Amara Raja square in the EV game. The market projected to, explode in the next few years. But can they compete with established players? That's the billion-dollar question you'll want to keep an eye on.
Okay, so we've got this exciting growth story unfolding. But you had some specific questions, starting with their sustainability initiatives now.
Yeah.
Not seeing much detail. In these financials...
You're right. The provided documents, pretty silent on specifics, however. That doesn't necessarily mean they're ignoring sustainability. Companies often have separate sustainability reports or ESG disclosures on their websites where they usually lay out their green game plan. So that's definitely worth exploring.
So it's like a secret level in our deep dive. We've got to unlock it to see the full picture. But before we go on that side quest, you also asked about investor sentiment.
Of course. Well, we don't have direct quotes or surveys. These positive financials, coupled with their, aggressive expansion, usually signal confidence in the company's future. Investors love a good growth story. And Amara Raja seems to be writing a pretty compelling one.
But there's one last thing they mentioned, a scheme of arrangement with Mangal Industries Limited, some kind of demerger, and it's impacting their financials.
Yes. Note 5 in the financial statements explains this. Basically, they absorbed the plastic component business from Mangal Industries, issuing new shares, and recognizing goodwill. Think of it like they reshuffled their corporate deck of cards to streamline operations. It's one more piece of the puzzle to keep in mind when analyzing their overall performance.
They've got strong financials, bold moves into new markets, a bit of a sustainability mystery to solve, and now a corporate restructuring twist. This deep dive is getting more and more intriguing.
It certainly is, and we've only just scratched the surface. Stay tuned
Ah,
as we delve deeper into the nuances of Amara Raja's performance in part 2.
okay, so we're back, and I'm still kind of buzzing about those gigafactories. But
Okay.
before we get lost in a battery-powered future, we need to address that sustainability question.
Absolutely. You know, investors and customers, they're increasingly demanding transparency when it comes to, like, environmental and social responsibility. It's not just about profits anymore. It's about purpose.
You're right. Companies can't just talk about growth. They have to, show they're growing responsibly. So, what clues can we gather
Yeah.
about Amara Raja's approach to sustainability from,
What we have.
well, their emphasis on, indigenously designed AGM batteries could be a good starting point. Sourcing materials locally can reduce their reliance on, complex global supply chains, which often come with a hefty carbon footprint.
So, like, by keeping things local,
Thereabout.
potentially reducing their environmental impact, and supporting the local economy, that's a win-win.
Potentially, yes. But remember, sustainability is kind of a multifaceted beast. We need to know more about their energy efficiency, waste management, how they, source their materials, are they ethically mined, and what they're doing to be
Super.
a responsible employer.
It sounds like we're missing a few pieces of the puzzle.
Hopefully, that separate sustainability report
Yeah.
or their ESG disclosures can shed some light on these initiatives.
Exactly. And keep in mind, building and operating those massive gigafactories comes with, like, a whole host of environmental and social considerations.
Oh, right. It's not just about the batteries themselves.
Right.
It's about, the entire production process. How will they manage energy consumption, waste disposal, water usage?
Those are all critical questions.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about, the social impact. Are they creating jobs and opportunities for, local communities? Are they ensuring fair labor practices?
Like those gigafactories are.
Yes.
Opening up a whole new chapter in Amara Raja's story. One with enormous potential, but also significant responsibility.
And it's a story that's still being written. They're clearly aiming to be, a major player.
In the global energy and mobility market. But with that ambition comes the responsibility to lead by example.
They have the opportunity to demonstrate that. Sustainable growth isn't just an ideal. It's like a necessity.
Precisely. And it's up to us as, informed individuals to keep asking those tough questions and holding them accountable. Speaking of tough questions, there's one more on your list. And it's a big one you wanted to know about.
Yeah.
Amara Raja's potential risks and challenges moving forward.
Right. Because no investment is without risk. And Amara Raja's ambitious growth strategy definitely comes with its own set of challenges. For one, they're entering a highly competitive market, especially in the lithium-ion battery and EV space.
You're going up against some serious heavyweights.
Yeah.
Established players
Yeah.
with deep pockets
Yeah.
and years of experience.
So they'll need to leverage their strengths. Their focus on indigenous design and their, existing manufacturing capabilities to carve out a niche for themselves.
Don't forget, the global economic landscape, it's still pretty unpredictable with, inflation and supply chain issues looming large.
Those are certainly factors to consider. Any disruptions to the supply of raw materials or fluctuations in demand could impact their profitability. And then there's the regulatory landscape, which is constantly evolving, especially in
the renewable energy and electric mobility sectors. So they'll need to be nimble and adaptable to navigate those policy shifts.
Absolutely. But perhaps the biggest challenge, and this ties back to, our earlier discussion, is proving their commitment to sustainability.
Right. Investors are increasingly factoring ESG performance to their decisions. If Amara Raja doesn't have a clear and demonstrable
sustainability strategy, they could lose out on investment opportunities.
Not to mention potential customers who are demanding more sustainable products and practices.
It's a lot to juggle. Fierce competition, economic uncertainties, evolving regulations, and the rising demand for sustainability. But, hey, if they pull it off, it'll be quite the success story.
It will indeed. And as we wrap up part 2, that's the key takeaway for you. Amara Raja is a company poised for, potential greatness. But their journey will be filled with both opportunities and obstacles.
And we'll be back in part 3 to tie it all together and give you Some final food for thought. Welcome back for round 3 of our Amara Raja deep dive. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like we just sped through some kind of
Financial thrill.
It has. It has been a ride. Yeah, we've uncovered, strong financials, ambitious expansion plans, and even a touch of corporate intrigue with that whole restructuring thing.
Okay, so let's cut to the chase. What are, the need-to-know points that you should walk away with?
First, Amara Raja, they're a company on the move. They're not just keeping up with, The whole energy and mobility revolution, they're aiming to lead it. That, double-digit revenue growth, those gigafactories, it's clear they have their sights set high.
Like any good adventure, there are challenges ahead.
Right.
They're diving headfirst into a really competitive market they're facing, global economic uncertainties.
Yeah.
And there are those kind of looming sustainability questions.
Right, those are the big what-ifs. Can they really crack the global market?
Right.
Will their bet on lithium-ion pay off against,
It's
established players? And, perhaps most importantly, can they really deliver on sustainability? Not just in words, but in, action.
I feel like we've been given this amazing treasure map to their, financial success. But we're still searching for it, that compass pointing toward their sustainability North Star.
A very apt analogy. And
that's where, your own research comes in. Dig into their website, hunt for that sustainability report, or those ESG disclosures. See, their actions match their ambitions.
It's not just about, understanding their financials. It's about assessing their commitment to a sustainable future.
Exactly. This deep dive, it's, equipped you with the knowledge and, more importantly, the questions to ask. Remember, knowledge is power, and knowing what to ask is the key to, informed decisions.
We've analyzed, we've questioned, and we've uncovered a whole lot about Amara Raja. Now, it's your turn to keep exploring, go forth, and dive deeper.